That continues to be with her as one of her key instincts at work, with people, just as a professional?
I think, even though if I may say so, I think she's good as a human being. I think she's soft, she's logical, she's not sort of dominating or pushing. And I think all these characteristics, I think, are helping her at least at this stage of her career.
And you would agree, for him, at least the least you can say, is the best dad in the world then.
Oh sure, he's given me hello if I don't.
Not the best dad in the boardroom. How do fathers and daughters finally get down to working together in an office setup?
See, first of all, if you have a son, it goes natural that, okay, after your whatever education you want to do, then you come back to the father's work or father's business. First, every parents want to say, grown up now, you should get married and go home, settle and have kids. And
it didn't happen in your case.
It happened
not as for his schedule.
So she barged in and said, okay, I'm back after education, I want to work. So I think that's how it happened.
Did he say this is your office then, or did you say go find some work?
No, I did not say that. I was very happy that she wanted to be part of the business and to take it forward.
Did it sort of take a little bit of an extra courage for you to say, Dad, I'm working here, you don't have a choice? That for one, and also I think nothing was really planned for me. I sort of just got into the system, and I was fortunate that a new project was starting at that point, so they were still recruiting people and there were very few people, nobody knew what was going on. Right. So I was able to quickly get into the system and find my space and figure out what I wanted to do, what I can do. So what was your first lesson from your dad? One of the first things I said to him was, just because I want to work with you, but just because I'm your daughter, don't sort of ignore things I say, because I may not have the experience, but I might have an idea which you can say, we have to evaluate it properly and see whether it's really worth it or not. So just don't throw it out because I'm a daughter. Think about it. So this was my first thing to him, and I think his first thing to me was, go slow. It's good that you're in, but first learn to work with people.
We were growing. It's a new division which was starting to get into multiplexes, and the first one we were doing at that time. So it happened at the right time for her to join. Suppose she comes in with the existing business going on, it's very difficult to find a place for her because it is already an ongoing business.
Right.
So it helped her, and because we are starting a business.
You must admit that whole multiplex story at Ad Labs really brought in the real value to the business. Everybody saw it. So it was a last mile connect. So I'm sure that would have been sort of one of your mascots of your business.
Absolutely, because everybody thought we're meant to make cinemas when the cinemas are getting closed down.
What next? Now that Walk Water has happened, I mean, surely there's going to be a new phase of, the Shetty family taking this story ahead. I think the plan for Walk Water, it's in its very, very initial stages. So it's really in its ideation stage as I see it.
But interest is, even for Puja and Aarti, is also to make films.
Yeah.
So we would like to concentrate on that, making films.
Which is content.
Yes, which is content. So we're still in the initial stage of that, but the basic interest will be to be in the content creation.
And unless you are charged and motivated and passionate about the subject and can see the potential in the subject in itself, there's no point in doing it.
See, most of the time in the film industry for the last 30 years, which will up and downs, always the new money came into the industry.
Yes.
The existing money within the industry never rotated. Always new money would come.
Right.
Hence, in 2006, 2007, a lot of new money came. 3-4 companies raised money in the stock market, investors invested, and that created a kind of a ripples which changed the dynamics of the industry in terms of the investments and the cost and which are all coming clear now that all those things were wrong. So you can see the people are losing money in various projects now. So I feel by end of this year it will find its own level.
I have to ask you this, and it's my final question. Since as a family you always work together, 2 daughters and you, Do you feel in some ways now that they've proved to you that they're not going to sit back and follow your timetable for them, instead they chose to participate in the business? Is this in some way going to come full circle as the succession planning of the business? Or would you now say that you're ready to perhaps in the next few years hand over the reins to the daughters?
You see, filmmaking as such is not an industry which is ongoing unless you keep doing new films. There's no, I don't think it needs, unless, suppose they decide after 2 years they don't want to make any film. It gets closed. It's not an industry that black people are working, so you need to continue. That kind of situation is not there. And as a father, I would always want them to get married.
I don't think he's leaving it to us. We will not leave him on the project alone. We are going to make sure that we are there.
I'll be happy. She's the other. She got married, gets family, raises family, and settles there. I'm fine.
His scheduling is still on. Doesn't mean that we have to follow his schedule. That's right. Indeed. So daughters always want to be around the dad. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. She grew up in front of your eyes, and for you, as far as she was concerned, she's your daughter. When you had to bring her on board, what were the thoughts in your mind?
The thought was very clear. When I started from scratch. So I also wanted her that after taking some experience, she starts from scratch. So, and that's how she has done by starting her own company called View Technologies.
So what was it like for you to start your own company and yet be in somewhat under the aegis of an elder brother, your dad, everybody was around you?
I think it's a very natural decision because I knew I had to assume a leadership role. And being an entrepreneur, it's much easier to learn in practicality how to be a leader.
Get her to fit in with the larger Zenith plan.
Was someone who learns much faster, and when you have your own company, you learn much faster of all the aspects of the business. Otherwise, what happens in a larger company, you get restricted to one aspect of it, say marketing, or say manufacturing, or say finance, or whatever it is.
There are plenty of gadget kings around in India. There are not very many gadget gurus as women. What is it that attracted you about gadgets and then you started View?
I think I've always been interested in technology. Even remember when I was younger, Dad would get a video camera home. I'd be the first one to read the owner's manual and figure out the product. So I've always been interested in technology. And I'm always looking for new things, and technology is one area that's very dynamic.
But you wanted to add a tinge of fashion to it.
We feel luxury is about being simple. So a lot of lifestyle aspects in the brand, just because we didn't want to make View or even Zenith's products boring for the customer.
Does it give you comfort to have a daughter in the boardroom, while at one level it's a family connection, at the other it's a professional relationship?
Yeah, sure. Because it gives the daughter the idea of how both a professional company and the family-owned company works.
And maintain the balance. For you, when there are disagreements with Dad, where's the solution? Who has the solution to it?
Well, I think Dad's very open that way. It's not like his word has the last say, even though, actually I may feel it does. But what's interesting is, first of all, we think very similar. And he's very quick to move on that vision. He's always looking at the next paradigm.
Thank you so much.